everyone, it's Morphin Mania time. I'm Captain Logan. To my left is Eric Holden.
Hello.
And all the way from thousands of miles away, it's DJ.
Hello.
DJ, welcome back. Eric, welcome back.
We had a stern talking to. We're going to be on topic this time.
Oh, it's not about being on topic. It's about...
We're going to talk when the episode's on, and only when the episode's on. We're not going to interrupt Cap. We're going to let him talk.
We got the Cap lecture.
If you're
done, that's all it's gonna happen.
I'm
done.
What I want to do is just press play and then not even have the opportunity to tell people that I have press play. It's just, sorry everybody, we're 3 minutes in, it's Eric's fault. Today we are going to tackle 2 more episodes in the Alien Rangers saga. We are halfway through that. It's episodes.
Isn't it easier if you just say season? I'll put the quotation around it. It's the Alien Rangers season.
It's episodes 5 and 6 of Alien Rangers Attack on the 60-Foot Bulk. It's the first one. We're going to do that here in just a second. We are getting really close to the end of Mighty Morphin and bat shooting tonight. We are going to finish it. So stick around if you're watching live, and it is possible that we get that done before 1 in the morning. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Or Alien Rangers, if you insist that that's actually a season or a mini-series. If you're watching live, go ahead and click the link in the description, and that will take you to the Rabbit Room, which will let you watch exactly what we're watching as we're watching it. And if you are watching after the fact, you're going to want to bring it up to episode 5 of Alien Rangers on Netflix. And get ready to press play. When I say now, here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
How many episodes is this?
8.
Okay.
No, it's 10.
Oh, is it 10? Oh, then we're not going to finish tonight. I thought we were finishing tonight, but we're not going to get there.
I might be able
you might make
to
it
get to the movie then.
To the movie,
if you did the 2 and then the movie.
DJ, I don't know what I was talking about. We had this. We talked about this last week. We thought we were going to be done in 1 more.
I think you were going to do 3.
Well, we were, but then because we missed Wednesday, we were out.
Well, right, but were you thinking we were going to do 2 episodes and a movie in one night?
No, we had 4 days left though, so we wouldn't have been able to get all 4 in on Wednesday.
Okay, it's just the way we had talked about it before. I thought we were gonna have Alien Rangers and the movie done in 1 week, but I could have just looked at the calendar. It's just the intro, guys. There's nothing to say.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, we can meet up for just 1 hour one day and get that one knocked out, so we don't have to waste a whole day for 1 episode or for 1 day.
Is
this the water park?
This is the water park.
This is the water park, yeah. So we'll figure that out, DJ, because we're gonna need to kill some time to get Eric on the movie. Because I'd really like to have him there for that, if it's possible.
I haven't watched that since theaters. You watched it once when it came out.
I've
you watched
seen
it since then?
Twice since it came out, yeah.
I haven't seen it since theaters either, and when we got the worst seats because we were late, and I had to look up at it like this.
Oh, man.
Yikes.
That is how I saw Into Darkness.
Oh.
That's how I saw Fanboys.
Interesting. That's also how I saw the first movie I ever saw on my own.
Did you guys see the director credit?
No, who was it?
Paul Schreier.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Episode. Yeah.
Crazy.
And that's the first time we've had that, I think, where there's an actor directing.
He immediately writes himself an episode where he turns into a giant monster.
Well, that might be why he's directing this episode, because he doesn't be in it much. Oh, I guess their kid's house. He doesn't be in it at all.
He's not in it at all.
Yeah. That might be why he gets the opportunity.
Yeah, probably so. He's got nothing else to do right now.
That's cool. Yeah, the first movie I ever saw in theaters by myself was Planet of the Apes.
Why are they standing in front of the Sequest logo?
Tim Burton. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I chose to sit in the front row because that seems cool, so I watched it like this.
You watched what now?
Planet of the Apes by Tim Burton. That was the first movie I ever saw on my own.
No.
In the theater.
You watched it like that?
Yeah. There was nobody else in the theater. I chose to sit in the front row because for some reason as a kid that seemed cool.
I think that experience might have given you neck and back problems forever.
You might be right.
I think that might be why you have Into
Darkness.
Yeah, that and Darkness. That clinched it. That was the end of that. Yes!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Power Rangers is at least 60% responsible for the ozone issues.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Just Zed smoke machine just dumping.
Yeah, just a smoke machine just constantly running like
That is a slow burn kind of
because remember,
plan.
But it's not like they stopped doing it after Zed. Like we keep using smoke machines for villains forever.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
I think Power Rangers might be largely responsible for global warming. Or climate change.
Oh, I thought you meant like that was like a backdoor plan that Zed had.
The
like
production of the show.
That was his last laugh plan.
Power Rangers caused climate change. Like it wasn't already starting to be a problem at that point.
They escalated it.
So real quick, I gotta say, big thanks to the Day Ghost who just gave us a $30 super chat.
Wow.
Which was super nice of him. He says he hit 100 subs this week, so he wanted to spread the joy. He's all excited about his 100 subs.
Awesome.
And says he hopes we're having a great week. We are, and thanks so much, Day Ghost. We sure appreciate you, man. And he's been with us for a while.
Hey, here's a tip. Don't wear water shoes to a water park. You look like a dummy.
I don't know if I've ever been to a straight-up water park. Like, I think I've been to places that have water rides also, but I don't think I've ever been to just a water park.
They have them in the South, like everywhere.
Water parks are the worst theme park because you get to ride like 3 things. Because it's all just like it is more standing in line, I think, than actual theme parks.
Is it really?
For not enough payoff, because you go there because it's hot and it's hot all day, and you're standing in line hot, and then you get this brief relief of being in the water.
I didn't expect it would be like that at all. I thought it would be kind of like one big, like interconnected perpetual ride where you just keep getting in water constantly.
Oh no!
Oh,
well, you go. It's a lot of different slides.
Okay. Have you been to Valdosta?
To which one?
Eric, Valdosta, the Wild Adventures in Valdosta.
No.
It's a really good water park. They have like a lazy river where you can just like sit on the inner tubes and go around.
Lazy river is where the smart people go. You just hang out in the water the whole time.
Yeah. And they have the big old wave pool, like a giant wave pool that's really cool with like 9-foot waves. And they have like a water park that we'll see in this episode where it's like a playground, but like water's dumping on you the whole time and there's slides and everything.
They have a lot of those at like Disney and Universal.
This one at Wild Adventures is like huge, and there's like a giant bucket of water on top that slowly fills up and then dumps on everybody.
So there's one of those at the playground in the Universal. I think it's the I don't remember, the Five Goes West one.
So we're talking over this. I'm not really sure what was going on in that scene, but
we're talking about water parks.
Was that supposed to be the map to the command center? Is that why they get lost? Is that Rito rips it in half, and then both of them have half of it? Is that what it is?
That doesn't make sense, though.
That sounds about right with those two.
Yeah, it sounds right with the show, really.
At least the Alien Ranger version of those two.
But yeah, Eric, I was going to mention. So we have Worlds of Fun and Oceans of Fun in Kansas City. And you've not been to those. But Oceans of Fun used to be a separate park, and now they don't charge separately for them. You buy one ticket and you go to both.
That's nice.
I guess, but they charge more now.
So you can't go to just one of them if you want.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's the case. I've never been to Oceans of Fun. I've only been to the Worlds of Fun side. But interestingly, my favorite ride at Worlds of Fun is a water ride, even though it's not in Oceans of Fun. But Fury of the Nile. You got to go there just to do Fury of the Nile because it's awesome.
Is it a log flume or
kind of? Okay. Yeah, it's that sort of thing. It's on like a round a raft.
Oh yes, I did a river raft ride. I've done things like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
I want to do the Popeye ride at Universal.
One of my I don't want to say earliest memories because I remember being in Arkansas before we came out here, but I have early memories of being on that ride.
Cap, have you ridden the Jurassic Park ride?
No, I've never been to.
I've also never been on the Jurassic Park ride.
Well, really, it's cool. I mean, it's cool.
I've never been.
Scared of dinosaurs.
Been to Disneyland, but that's about it.
And then when I got older, I don't love doing water rides at theme parks because you're wet the rest of the day. Yeah. So I never did it, or it was broken down. I actually never went on it.
So the Bulk Monster is a video game monster?
Yes.
His shoulder pads are controllers, or a Super Nintendo controller, basically.
And his shoes,
joysticks on his shoes, with buttons across his pelvis.
Is it Super Nintendo or is it Sega? Because it's ABC.
Is it not 4? Is it just 3?
It's only 3. It says ABC.
I thought it was 4. It would be closer to Sega if that's the case. But it's kind of a dog bone shape, so it's closer to a Super Nintendo controller.
He also has a joystick in a very unfortunate.
It's on his hip and like kind of the left.
Yeah,
but again, he does have buttons across his pelvis.
Why does he have a tongue?
You're right that it is A, B, and C. Those are weirdly placed buttons too.
They're not taking sides in Power Rangers doesn't take sides in wars, so they're just placating both fans.
And this
if you want to see a Sega controller, if you want to see a Super Nintendo controller, it's what you want it to be.
And this would have been at the height of that war, of the console wars. Absolutely.
Do you think we've diminished the word war by using it for things like video game consoles?
No, not at all. We've always said that when it comes to major competition in business.
Coke and Pepsi.
Yeah, the Coke and Pepsi war, Marvel DC.
But I mean, like at least the ones we're talking about, there's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of stakes there. I don't think that it diminishes that word at all. For the uninitiated and people that aren't familiar with the video game, especially in the 90s when it's not thought of as a major industry yet, it sounds silly. But if you actually look into it and you see how much, what the stakes actually are.
I'm serious for those guys.
I don't think it's, yeah, for absolutely. Sure. But again, a lot of money involved. And you've got shareholders and you've got, big business.
It's like she's sneaking up on you. Like
everything. Like she bounces. Like she's got, wait for it. Wait, Mormon time. Yeah, I love her. She's great.
Has she ever come back for an anniversary episode? She should.
I don't think she has. She would do it in a heartbeat. I guarantee it. I mentioned this before, but she was one of my favorite people at Morphicon. She was a lot of fun.
Obviously, this Red Ranger comes back, but I don't think the actor actually does because he shows up later just like in the suit already.
In Forever Red, yeah.
Oh, he does. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Ariko and Leo come on the glider about halfway through.
It's always weird when we ever call back the Alien Rangers because we treat them like Earth Legacy Rangers, but they're not. They're from another planet.
Well, I mean, in Super Megaforce, we morph in the Rangers we've never seen before, and just and we don't. I don't think we even give an explanation of like.
Because I have complained about this with Megaforce. It drives me crazy that they morph into the Alien Rangers because they're not legacy suits. Like,
well, it would be so. Like, I feel like they morph in the Sentai Rangers and don't mention it. Where like, just say they morph into old. Like these are we can morph into Rangers you haven't even seen because they're from other planets. We don't even say that. We don't even address it.
Yeah, that would work. If you just said it's all tied into the Morphin Grid. But like we bring, as you mentioned before, we bring up the Morphin Grid so rarely, and we have to keep coming up with new powers to power our suits that being a Power Ranger on another planet, you can't assume that it's connected to any of the same stuff ours is, right? Like we have to keep coming up with new powers to power it.
Yeah, I don't know if we've actually talked about it on this, but like we looked this up once. Morphin Grid is mentioned like 4 times in Power Rangers until the past like 3 years.
But to be fair, it does come up in Mighty Morphin a couple times. We found it.
Oh, interesting. So it starts all the way back.
It does start back here. Yeah, we found it in 2nd or 3rd season. I think 2nd, wasn't it, DJ?
I think you're right.
We should have written it down. It was a big deal when we found it.
But it's barely mentioned.
Yes.
It was mostly just a fan thing, and now we're using it. I mean, we always used it canonically, but very sparsely.
See, these are very serious Rangers, guys.
I've never really thought about this, but it's real.
Yeah, they're real worried that they're not going to get their water. That was a great Zed. You see him so angry, jumped in the frame.
But yeah, Eric, that's the thing I'd never really thought of before is that like if the Morphin Grid is like the Force or whatever, like we kind of play it in the comics, how come we have to keep coming up with new ways to power the suits? I don't really understand that.
Well,
wait, aren't you tapping into the same power source every time?
Yeah, but you're tapping into it through different directions, like different ways into it. I don't mind it as like a thing that's just in the background. It should never be a main driving story element. It's just a fun little thing to be like, oh, and like all the powers come from the same.
That doesn't look bad.
No, I mean
Sentai.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I could mention things from the Sentai that I think look better than other things in the Sentai. Are you guys never worried you're gonna drop your coin when you do that? Like,
yeah, where do they keep it? They have like a back pocket in their little suits.
On Aquitar, like the first thing you have to do when you become a ranger is become like a master of like contact juggling.
Rockman responds to what I just said by saying, and he's right about this. Bigger than a water park works better than bigger than a park or city. That's probably true.
It's interesting that the Sentai footage doesn't have anything to do with water.
Well, it's a video game monster. I'm assuming it's a totally different thing altogether.
Well, because sometimes it'll be something like that. Well, like we try to match the footage. Not just a regular city fight. What do you mean? Where's the monster? It's breaking buildings.
Well, it's not at the water park. Clearly, it's like in a completely different location.
Right, but like
Bulk and Skull are way stupider when they're children, and they're pretty stupid anyway. So,
like, I don't want to evoke like 9/11, but like I feel like when the building got broken 9/11, everyone around knew where that happened. Like you could tell.
Well, Kid Rocky is doing a little bit better than Cardenas in that he's not looking all over the place. Why do you have to get ready to teleport? Like, why can't you just teleport from the bench?
Well, maybe it's because you'll teleport in a sitting position, you'll fall. You have to stand up to do it.
Oh. Oh, no, of course. Yeah, we do that with beaming in Star Trek, too. I didn't really think of that. Because, yeah, you'd be sitting on a park bench, and then you'd beam down, and then you'd be like, I'm not sitting.
Yeah, all your weight would be leaning back, and you just fall on your back. Did they beat him with friendship?
I think they did. I think it's one of those.
I wish he came back as regular Bulk, and then like regular Bulk.
That would have been fun
with Kid Skull.
Yeah, it would have been great. I wish they'd done that.
Not that Bulk, like Bulk and Skull are the best kid actors. I think we can agree they're the best kid actors.
Yeah, but they're not. They don't have the. Oh, I forgot. She brings them back. But they don't have the dynamic.
Tommy cracks me up.
The regular Bulk and Skull actors have, so they're not actually. I mean, obviously, Bulk and Skull aren't always funny, but the ways in which they're funny, the kids aren't really. But you're right; they are better actors.
I think the Tommy kid is just. I think the Tommy kid is just a genius, and he's perfectly encapsulating Jason David Frank's intensely horrible acting.
That's really funny.
Does seem that
he kind of is. Yeah. He looks like he's been studying it a lot. Like when he brought tapes
like
home,
he's nailing the Tommy performance.
That's true. Yeah. When you say he's not a good actor, it's like, yeah, but in all the same ways that his adult counterpart is not a great actor.
I mean, he is the last original White Ranger.
I wonder where that kid is. Now, I wonder what he's doing. It'd be great if he was an MMA fighter and then he actually fought Jason.
He's fighting one of the kids from Surf Ninjas.
Oh no, we brought that back.
That's not how I would have played that waking up. Oh, we're just doing Wizard of Oz. Okay.
They're just doing Wizard of Oz, yeah. I know I've said this before, but I still think Aquitian is weird. But from Aquitar, they should be Aquitarians. Like,
that bush was skull the whole time.
Yeah, I do think the Skull Kid is channeling him pretty well.
Yeah.
Poor David Yost. Probably never going to talk
about. And this news
one.
is going to set us up for kind of a boring journey. But there will be amusing things to talk about.
Wait, didn't they already get the little bits of the crystal? Where are those?
Oh, yeah.
You got the Zeo crystal like a few episodes ago.
Oh, do they already have that?
No, I forget what happened to it.
Does it look
Yeah, but they actually have the whole crystal right now. Oh, no, I know what it is. Remember, they have to go get the pieces of it. That's the whole point of the surge.
Shoulders
oh, yeah, because it's back in time now. Yeah.
The question is we got to go to different time periods and get them.
So who got them the first time in the first timeline? Because they had it.
I don't know. And for some reason, it's connected to their ancestors. I don't really get that.
We're going to talk about this. This is really dumb. Why don't they just go to those places now? They're still there.
Yeah, why do they have to go to different time periods to get them? Did somebody else get them at some like?
And if Zordon can time travel people, why doesn't he just time travel them back to their regular selves?
Yeah, time travel them forward.
Well, but if he time traveled them forward, that wouldn't he would. I don't know if maybe the idea is that Zordon doesn't have the ability to turn the Earth. Like just sending them forward wouldn't do anything, right?
Because they're kids.
Because they're kids. Yeah, just going forward wouldn't age them back.
Yeah, because they're gonna go back in time. They're still gonna be young.
But I don't really understand the logic of the time travel in the first place, so that's why I'm hesitating saying that. Because Billy being David Yost doesn't make any sense.
How is that not? He said, "Let the Zed Quest begin." The next couple episodes aren't called Zed Quest Part 1.
You mean the Zeo Quest?
Is it Zeo Quest?
Yeah, it's Zed.
I thought you said Zed.
It's Zeo. I mean, the subtitles might have been stupid, but it's Zeo. We're setting up for Zeo.
Why is it called Zeo Quest?
Well, that's a great question. But it would be 5 parts, and that's like Ring with Evil, and that they could have made even a bigger deal out of it being a big event inside of their event, and yeah.
Did David Yost look annoyed in that shot there?
Yeah.
He didn't look like he was having fun.
I kind of think there's a lot of that from especially this point on.
But we used
with him.
But we used it as
I know it's hilarious. Why did we? Yeah. The national and Morphin Mania. All right, so what are you thinking is the 6th episode of Alien Rangers, and we're going to get right into it right this very minute. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
That explosion's not as big and as alarming as the original explosion,
which is funny considering it's it's a planet destroyed. Blowing up. Yeah.
Jeffrey just sent me the wiki fan page for the time
right now. That's why no one was talking. We were all looking this up.
But it's the Power Rangers wiki, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, you guys!
Fandom, yeah.
He is. Well, yeah, but it's about the actor. He is now a principal at a middle school.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
does
what
he
does. Still
have the ponytail with the shaved sides?
Well, that's a good question. I don't have a picture of him as an adult.
No, that was him now. That was an up-to-date picture.
Wow, he hasn't aged at all
That's
in
really
25 years. That's amazing. Okay, so cinematographic, with all due respect, whenever I talk about time travel things like this being really super wonky, sometimes folks will send me this comment, it's time travel cap, it never makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but you can have more internal logic than this does. You know what I mean? You can have rules, even if they're arbitrary, where at least we know what the stakes are. We know what you can and can't get away with.
It's about being consistent.
It's about being as consistent as you can. Yeah, and yeah, we cop out sometimes with paradox, but also if the idea is that quantum mechanics are so complicated that we don't fully understand them, then you can have consistent rules, but we just don't know how certain things about it work, and that's generally good enough for me.
But
the problem with this is that it doesn't work within its own parameters.
Bill and Ted works on everything that's happened has already happened. So if you go back in time, you're just doing what's already been done. Whereas Back to the Future, when you go back, you change things.
Right.
They're both consistent within that. Heroes, if you go back in time, it's already happened. But if you go forward and if you come from the future to the present, you can change the future. That's inconsistent, makes no sense.
Where Back to the Future is less consistent.
It doesn't understand what present means.
Is the idea that you can mess up something in the past, but there's like this weird lag where you won't disappear for a while, and so that's an example of a thing that we just do for dramatic effect, where there's not really any logic to it, and it's kind of arbitrary, and there's like a real forced ticking clock. So even the good ones have problems.
I don't know if it. I mean, I think it makes a certain amount of sense, right? Because he's continues to affect the timeline. So he hasn't done anything that completely diverts it, and then it's building and building. And if he doesn't fix it at that moment, but it is in that specific scene, it's dumb.
Disappearing. How is he able to do anything?
She's like 6 seconds away. They're like 6 seconds away from kissing each other. So like it doesn't actually make sense in the scene.
Yeah.
But up to that point, I'm with it.
And then there's my favorite complaint with Back to the Future, which is
is that the one from 2?
Is that in 2 he shouldn't be in the future?
Yeah, because he goes forward in time.
He goes forward in time, but he's not. Yeah, he should be missing in the first place.
Yeah. But those are fun nitpicks in an otherwise like solid story.
That actually does kind of ruin the whole thing, but it's so much fun I don't care.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't ruin it to the point where I can't watch it. You know what I mean?
But this doesn't make sense
from the beginning at all, in any way whatsoever. It's sloppy.
Yeah. And they can't explain to me why. I mean, they don't even raise it. Like, everyone just trusts Zordon.
Everybody just
and like just doesn't question. She's like, you have to go to these different time periods. Why can't we just go to those places right now? They're sitting there right now.
I guess his last name is DeSantos. I never realized that Rocky was.
Just about to say that. Did anybody ever get the sense that Rocky was Spanish?
I think the actor must be, because his last name is Cardenas.
I think we had this conversation when we watched this last
time. But I just never even thought of that, and it didn't occur to me.
I mean, I guess that's good that they don't like lay it on thick with some ridiculous stereotype, like he's wearing a sombrero all the time.
That's a good point, yeah. Jeffrey says Rocky's rat and mullet Dales.
Yeah, why? Why did they let that kid keep that? You're supposed to be Rocky.
Well, I mean, my hair when I was 10 is not what my hair is now.
Well, I know, but they're clearly trying to make the kids look exactly like Tommy has a ponytail and Kat has the
yeah, it's interesting because Tommy doesn't start with the ponytail. He's like the child version of current Tommy, but not the child version of like Green with Evil Tommy.
And again, in this show, wherever they were when we went back in time is where they end up being in the past, which already doesn't make sense. So like it's weird. It doesn't make any sense to try to make those kinds of details realistic when nothing about it is realistic in the first place.
Miss Appleby looks different. Wow.
It's a dumb question.
That's a good point you're making, Bog.
You get those questions sometimes, don't you, Kev?
I get those questions a lot, yeah.
Right. But not in the universe where they're real. Like, it would be like, do you think Bruce Lee could beat up, like, Darth Vader? Like, that's not a question.
Yeah, who would win in a fight?
Also, the answer is yes.
Who would win in a fight, Batman or Chuck Norris? Like, who cares? One of these people is real.
Chuck Norris's legs are trash now. I don't know if you know that, but like he has roundhouse kicked his legs into like not moving.
But these are the kinds of kids that would do the who would win in a fight thing. The problem is they haven't like until. I mean, I guess you could argue that at this point they have to some degree, but like they haven't really evolved emotionally that much. So kid Bulk and Skull really no different from older Bulk and Skull.
Nope.
As far as the maturity goes.
That would be a fun scene to have in a Power Rangers episode now. Where like kids were like, who do you think would win? Lost Galaxy Rangers or RPM Rangers?
Well, that's why I really like back to the Bulk and Skull thing. That would be really cool. But that's why I really like your idea of having like an older Bulk having to pal around with a younger Skull.
Because they're not any different.
Because it wouldn't be any different. Yeah.
This is a cool set. I wonder what this is.
Well, it's probably just the outside of an actual marine aquarium somewhere in California.
No, I was talking about the thing that Goldar and Rito were in. They're like under the command center.
There must be a lag. I was looking at location shooting when you said this is a cool set. What the heck are you talking about?
Cool set of aquariums is what I was going to say.
It's the age of aquariums.
Did you know they eat these?
And then these kids come up and start bullying him, and then he turns around, and then he just makes the shark show up, and then he breaks through the tank.
It's planned. It's all people. They eat things from the sea. We're from the sea. They're gonna eat us. This is what I assume is gonna happen.
Why in your world do all the fish scream telepathically?
Well, no, that's him.
Oh.
Reacting to what the fish are telling him.
Okay. I thought you were talking in the perspective of
No. I was talking in the perspective of the Ranger. Learning that we eat fish.
Because I was just flashing back to Aquaman. Like, real hard.
Yeah. That movie's insane.
This is like the most pop culture references in...
I know.
Is this ever a thing? Or is this just a Vulcan Skull thing? Why do they have full-size buttons stuck to their head?
On their hat? Yeah, they do that occasionally, but there's a lot of... I do like the I Love Aliens.
Well, I think its buttons are cool. Like, that's come back around. Like, that's a thing now, is the button thing. But they're dumb, so they have giant ones, so it's funny. And bulks are of cats. Is that two cats? He's got one in his head and one in his...
He's a big cat guy.
It's also weird that... So if we're back in time...
I'm not criticizing.
I think we talked about this a little bit, but I want to bring this point back up. So we're back in time, and nobody's familiar with aliens or megazords or anything, and everybody's taking this all really well. And you can make the argument that, like, they did in the first place, but, like, nobody assumes that initially that the Power Rangers are aliens, that they're not humans that are superheroes. And now we know for sure that we've got these aliens that morph. Like, you'd think that people would be making a much bigger deal out of first contact with an alien species.
Awesome. Well, but because Rita's an alien and Zed's an alien. Like, do the people know who's sending the monsters?
That's an awesome show.
But that's what I'm saying is that this should be their introduction to all of them. If it's in the past.
Oh, I see what you mean.
They wouldn't know about any of that stuff. And they're all taking it very well.
But is any of that stuff in the past? Like, we're not doing Rangers and Monsters and Zords in the past. I bet you Scene is awesome in the Sentai.
Oh, side flip.
But Eric, that's my point, is that from their perspective, this would be the first time they were seeing any of that stuff.
No, what I'm saying
aliens and monsters.
Oh, you mean because we went back in time?
Because we went back in time.
Sorry, I was thinking of this back in time. Well, there's two back in times happening, and I was thinking of this. I was like, but the kids don't morph. Okay.
No, I'm talking about with the Alien Rangers. I'm talking about the scene we're looking at right now. Like, and I'm talking about the I Love Aliens button. Is really what I'm talking about.
I see. I mean, I think Skull or Bulk would just roll with that, right? Like,
no, I think that would. I'm talking about the larger. What I'm saying is, the fact that those got printed, that means that more large in scope, like people are making a big deal out of First Contact. But you think it would be bigger than?
I will say that this is the period of time. Of all periods of time I can think of in American history, the 90s is the best period of time for aliens to show up.
Yeah, I think
we're all about aliens right then.
Although, I think there would be more idiots that would freak out and assume that they were going to kill us all after Independence Day.
That hasn't happened yet.
No, I know that.
Right now we're in X-Files and like UFO.
I'm saying you said in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, one of the best things in that...
this would be that year.
Interesting.
That has happened or is about to happen.
Billy just looked at her like...
I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. Yeah, because the sequel came out 20 years later and it was 16.
Well, and Godzilla's 98, so yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best things in Independence Day is where they run the news ticker tape. Where it's like, please don't shoot at the aliens. You may cause an intergalactic war. That's one of the most realistic things in that movie.
Yeah, that's great. these just don't look as cool as some of the
You don't like her
standard Mighty Morphin
come to your aid.
No,
This is the kind of stuff that's getting referenced with the Ginyu Force. That because Power Rangers aren't as flamboyant with their movements now.
Are the Sentais?
I think we've gotten a little bit more reserved with our movements unless it's a comedy season. I could be wrong. But there's a whole group of characters in Dragon Ball Z called the Ginyu Force that are intentionally making fun of those like poses. And I don't feel like I see that in modern Power Rangers that much.
Okay, that's hilarious. There's an airplane that just flew by and left a streak in the sky.
Well, this season is definitely a comedy season. They even have like the onomatopoeia words that pop up in the Sentai.
That's a good point. That probably is why they're as exaggerated as they are. Just use the Shogun Zords all the time. Leave your big bad battle Borgs at home.
Well, and kind of famously, so Turbo season Car Ranger is both a comedy season and the season that saves the show. Like it's near cancellation in Japan, and Car Ranger reignites interest in the show.
It's funny that it's the opposite here.
Is that early 80s or
no? It's so at this point we are always a year behind. So Car Ranger is the year before Turbo. So it's Car Ranger is what's airing when we have Zeo.
Oh, I thought Car Ranger was a different season that wasn't the one that Turbo was based on.
No, Car Ranger is I'm pretty sure.
Is that the Turbo
I'm pretty
season?
Sure
I don't think that's right. I'll have to look it up.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I thought Car Ranger was that season that everybody says is like, this is why I thought that was what you're talking about. Was like one of their best seasons that we didn't use because it's way before Mighty Morphin.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
But I'll look it up.
I know Jetman's the big one, and we're getting a DVD release for that.
You know this stuff better than I do. It's just that's a thing that I had read at some point.
I was
Maybe I'm not
pretty
remembering
sure
it right.
Car Ranger was what Zeo's based on. I could be, or what Turbo's based on.
Because Cars is one of those things they go to a lot. Oh no, you're right.
Maybe there's
I don't know what I'm
Turbo
thinking of
Ranger
then,
or something. I'm not sure.
or a different Car Ranger or something that's like that, but isn't actually called that. I don't know, but no, you're right. You're right.
It's such a cool monster. It's kind of wasted. Like that would have been a better arch nemesis monster for. I mean, I guess this
Such a cool
the footage that they have.
Episode with that sun back there.
Yeah.
See, if I was ever going to watch a Sentai, I would want to watch this one just because I love the aesthetic so much, and I would like to see what the actual story is.
It's all super. At least with those fights, really stylized. Looked really cool. Too good for this material.
I've told you this, Cap. I don't know if I've told Eric.
It's my favorite part of Power Rangers, Eric.
The ninja aesthetic is always my favorite aesthetic for Power Rangers.
Oh, okay.
So Ninja Storm is my other favorite suits.
That makes sense because you're a martial arts guy.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason I watch the show. So
I don't know why they have popcorn. Like I get what they're using it for right now, but I don't know why they brought it in the first place. I don't know where
they got it from. Did they find Alpha's stash or something?
Sometimes we're cartoon characters, and sometimes we're not. We just pull stuff out, just out of thin air.
That's not even an insult. That's just being literal.
Okay, so guys, strap in because this is going to continue for 5 more episodes. And we're going to see them just round the same corner over and over again and be lost.
And the conclusion of this is the destruction of the command center.
Which makes our heroes all look really, really dumb. Like, I get that they're all gone right now, but like the fact that Zordon and Alpha can be blown up by these nitwits just rounding the same corner, it's
they don't know that they're there. They don't have like sensors.
How do they not know that? Yeah, and I thought you need a coin to get into the command center meant the building. Apparently, it means the bridge, essentially.
Just that room.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Why do you guys have all these hallways like it's an office building?
He had to pull out his mullet for this one.
And like apparently command center just means that room, because later we'll see a sign in the hallway that says this way to command center.
In the Jurassic Park part of Universal Studios, there's a place like this where you can walk around. Like it's kind of like a playground, but kind of not. There's a point where you can walk through. It's a set, it's almost like a set like this, where like it's like lit from underneath. And it looks like there's a volcano. It's a really cool place to just kind of walk around.
I wonder if it looks cooler than this does.
It probably does. And there's like rope bridges you walk on. It's a cool little section. I don't know why theme parks are so big this batch.
Well, the water park really set us off. I didn't think we were going to have that much material for water parks.
And I haven't been to theme parks like you guys have, so I'm completely out of this conversation.
But you even talked about the water, the river raft ride at Worlds of Fun. And
well, I had to treat something.
Yeah, I thought I was going to have to like go to one of my favorite Always Sunny episodes, the water park episode, but I didn't have to.
Oh, that's a great one.
That's a great episode.
So a minute ago, Rocky looked really accomplished, but I like his accomplished face where he's just like...
That sounded really insulting.
Condescending?
Yeah.
So why does this kid in like ancient South America speak English?
I give it that, just like I give pretty much everything that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know how ancient it is because
Did you not get a time?
We never get a date with these. They're just like we're back in time somewhere.
And one of them is like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like one of them's like 1981.
Yeah, I'm not positive, although I don't know what time it is in present day when we're in the past either. Like we're not given dates for
yeah, I think that's what it is. There's one of these we had trouble right. They're like, okay, so they're already in the past, but it's the past of the past, but like because I think one of them they could just wait like 2 years and they'd be caught up.
Okay, so I know we didn't see the battle boards in this episode, but I haven't brought this up yet, so I want to mention it. So that's their Zords on a water planet? Like when they're in the water, do they have like a water mode where they're different? Because they don't look like they would fight under the water very effectively.
Well, it's because they're standing. You're not picturing them swimming. They're swimming swords. They have to do this.
That's why they're so mobile and they're not like a big bulky because they would just drown.
You know what I would do?
Well, yeah, and if they're in the water and they're not just standing like Pacific Rim, if they're in the water and they have to move through the water, you don't want cockpits where you're just facing the ground.
Okay, but I have a way better idea, Eric.
Oh,
submarines with torpedoes.
Sure.
I guess by that logic, you could just argue why isn't a Megazord an airplane? But at least yeah.
Well, which, by the way, I saw in reviews for Pacific Rim, and most people shouldn't have seen that movie.
Say it again.
I said I saw in reviews for Pacific Rim, and those people just shouldn't have seen that movie. Like if you are in a review going to go, why did they build giant robots? Why didn't they just build a tank? Sorry, that movie's not for you. Just don't go see it.
Yeah, that's not your bag. That is not the thing to go to. Is this going to be the episode that we're about to get to? We're back.
Is this the house school?
Is this the house that will turn out to be a school? I think it is. Look forward to that next time. All right, so thanks again for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching this special water park edition of Morphin Mania. And although was that last show? Honestly, it's all running together for me now.
This next episode. I read that book.
Oh, is he? Oh, Along Came a Spider.
That movie's awful.
Our next one is Along Came a Spider, and then Sowing the Seas of Evil, Eric.
Not that one.
I think if it were me writing these episode titles, DJ, I would have tried to go for... Oh, we didn't even try to come up with Friends titles for any of these.
We've given up already.
No, I still want to do it though. But I would have gone for a water pun with all of these. Like, you've only got 10. Is it that hard? Like,
well, we burned them all on season 2, so.
and all the fish shows.
Or it should have just been Zeo Quest. Like the back half of it should have just been Zeo Quest.
I agree. The last 5 episodes should have been Zeo Quest. Yeah.
But then we wouldn't have gotten What Are You Thinking, which is.
No, What Do You Think is great.
You got. It
didn't have anything to do with that episode, but it was great. It was a great title.
It was the water park episode. At least it had water.
Why did the spider went up the water spout?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Because they're, they wish they'd thought of it.
Come on, guys.
It's the same rhyme. It's within the same rhyme.
This is the kind of stuff that makes you look like. Now, maybe you didn't. Maybe you put more effort into it, but it just makes it look like you wrote these things in an afternoon. When you're on your coffee break at your real job. that's what it feels.
Do you think the writer's room was just a bunch of guys? Because we've established there wasn't one. But do you think that the writer's room for writers was them sitting in a room and they were just all writing at the same time? Like they weren't talking; they were just writing in a room. That was the writer's room.
Yeah, the writer's room was all right. You guys have 60 episodes to write. The 24-hour clock starts now.
I do assume multi-parters in Power Rangers are baton like style, where it's like, here's my script, make it connect.
You know, I almost want to do like an experiment where I try to write an entire Power Rangers season in like a weekend and see if it's any better than some of this stuff.
In a weekend? Like, give yourself a month.
Okay, like a week. But like, you know, they're 20-minute episodes.
Okay, but 20-minute episodes is 20 pages.
Yeah.
And then there's 40 episodes in a traditional Power Rangers season.
How much of it is action?
And do you have to deal with fight footage? In your writing, do you get to decide what happens?
Or are you
Or do you have to write around?
You have to adapt a Sentai, yeah. We'd have to figure out the parameters, but
we need to hire a new assistant.
No, not actually
to take a Sentai season and cut out all the human parts and only leave the Ranger stuff, and then give that footage to us.
Right, yeah, because we couldn't be the ones that cut it out in the first place. That's not how they did that, you know. We want to make it as authentic.
Well, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, and also that doesn't sound like fun at all. Yeah. So that's what DJ is for. Anyway,
is Danny still here? Hey, Danny.
Yeah, we got a job for you, buddy. We don't know if you're up for it, but
they're releasing Jet Ranger on DVD. It wasn't made in a Power Ranger season, so we can use that and can be completely original.
But anyway, everybody, thanks a lot for watching. We sure appreciate it. If you are watching, chop. If you're watching after the fact, we will see you again next time. If you're watching live, give us about 5 minutes, and we're going to come right back for one more. And we're going to do 7 and 8 of Alien Rangers. I thought we were finishing tonight. I forgot this was 10 and not 8. So we're going to be, I lied to myself. We'll be back again next week. Jeffrey said we should call this the one where Duke yawns and the one where Duke double yawns. Thanks again for watching. I'm Captain Logan. This is Eric and DJ, and we'll see you next time, guys.